Hi, I'm Campbell Such. This is Mindbite Thursday, your weekly dose of the human edge in technology. This week, why lifelong learning is such a critical aspect of your long-term career success, and that we really need to change the way that we learn. And one of the most important things is not only do we need to learn, but we also need to unlearn and relearn. Why is that? Well, we're in the fourth industrial revolution. Artificial intelligence, big data, robots, automation, algorithms, the Internet of Things, the 5G network, all of that stuff is causing the change in our world to accelerate. We're in exponential change, and that rate of change is increasing. The half-life of a skill used to be 30 years. The half-life of something is how long it takes to go from where it is now down to half its value. It used to be 30 years. It's now dropped to 6, and it's going down. What that means is that the knowledge that you've got today may still be valuable and useful in 2 years' time, but in 5 or 10 years' time will be far less valuable or potentially even useless to you. And the futurists are telling us that the kids that are in kindergarten today, by the time they get to the workforce, to the jobs, to adding value into our society, 85% of the tasks and roles and jobs that they'll be doing don't even exist yet. Wow. And on top of that, it's likely that we'll all be living a whole lot longer. Life expectancy from 1850 to 2011 went from just under 40 years to just under 80 years. It doubled. And that growth wasn't linear, it was exponential. But if you average it out across that time period, the increase in life expectancy for every year that went past was 3 months. And looking at the exponential nature of it, that's increasing and continuing to increase. Massive growth and investment and development in the areas of stem cell research, cellular therapeutics, genomics, and a whole bunch of other stuff to extend the healthy human life is going on. Ray Kurzweil, one of the great futurists, is now talking about a thing called longevity escape velocity, and that's where the increase in life expectancy for each year that goes past is more than a year. Wow, think about what that means. Now, learning's hard. Learning changes our brain, and change is always a challenge for us. So what's the best way to learn? Well, typically we've gone to teachers who are great teachers, and some good, some not so good. The best ones we remember. The big challenge we've got is that most of our education system historically has been about teaching us facts, but we can get all the facts we need on our Star Trek devices, on our mobile phones, on our smartphones. Anything we want to know is only a Google search away or a YouTube video away. So knowing that knowledge isn't enough anymore. What you need to move to is to knowing. And the difference between knowledge and knowing is for example, riding a bike. So having someone explain to you how to ride a bike when you've never ridden a bike before, watching a YouTube video or reading about it versus getting on the bike and riding it. Reading about it is the knowledge. Riding is the knowing. You have to get on and do it and learn and fall, and then you take it on and you become knowledge. So what we want to go from is learning about something to learning to do something. We need to go from I don't know anything about it to I know about it to I know how to do it. Stephen Covey says, to know and not to do is really not to know, and to learn and not to do is really not to learn. So what do we need to do? We need to go from knowledge to knowing. We need to seek out education and training that has some knowledge in it, but has a big piece of experiential, so that you can go from knowledge to knowing. You can go from learning about to learning to do something. Seek out teachers, seek out education, look for the courses, whether they're online or whether they're in person, where not only are you taught about something, you're taught how to do something, you're given a skill. Go looking for it, it'll make a massive change to your life. You need to be able to learn, unlearn and relearn, and that's all about taking the knowledge, converting it to skills, and growing as you go through your career. It's something to think about for this week. That's Campbell Such, Mindbite Thursday, over and out. See you next week. Bye.